Hi everybody. Okay, welcome to Scorpio season. And this is the general energy tarot reading. Just to let us know what areas in our life we need to focus on, maybe what issues are going to present themselves, just where our focus might be as we go through Scorpio season. I'm just going to get into it. Okay. So the overall energy, which I always like to do first, which is the bottom of the deck, is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so for me, the Knight of Cups always represents like the knight in shining armor, the white horse, the flowers, the offer, the romantic offer, the happily ever after offer. But I get a sense, the card also means, creativity, romanticism. And when I looked at the other cards, to me, the Knight of Cups in the Scorpio reading is creativity, is romanticizing something. And that'll make a little bit more sense, I think, as we go through the rest of the cards. Okay, so the first card out, Four of Swords. Okay, so some of us might start the season feeling like we need to take a step back, feeling like we need to regroup, rest, recuperate, just kind of withdraw to regain our momentum, our energy, our inspiration. And the Page of Swords is next, which tells me that once we've taken this time out, like a mental time out, physical mental time out, the Page of Swords appears to tell us that this will help us then spark our imagination, feel inspired, recognize new ideas as they present themselves to us. But we need to rest first. Maybe we're a little bit overwhelmed coming out of Libra season. Maybe we worked a little too hard at balancing things during Libra season. And now we need to rest for a little bit. And so that way we can be fresh and open and ready to receive the Page of Swords energy, which is, like I said, is new ideas and new inspiration. Okay, which kind of takes me back to the Knight of Cups overall energy of an offer, of romanticizing, of creativity. The Page of Swords might present itself. It might carry those new ideas in a creative kind of romanticized package. It's kind of hard to explain. It's almost like it'll make sense when it happens, but it's almost like some connection that we have, or that you have in your life, somebody that is like a romantic partner, or someone that you view as a knight in shining armor. They might be the one that offers you this Page of Swords opportunity. They might be the ones that open your eyes to a new creative idea. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Now the last two cards, Ten of Swords, Five of Cups. Okay, the Ten of Swords is burden, pain, painful endings, just feeling like you can't get it up. A lot of times, this is the imagery on this deck, but traditionally the Ten of Swords is the person laying face down with 10 swords in their back, and they just can't get up. They just feel completely pinned by this overwhelming sense of defeat. And the Five of Cups is, the imagery here is just this person's mind is just a maze. It's just a labyrinth. Once again, that feeling of just not being able to get out and not being able to escape the negative energy. And traditionally, the Five of Cups is, the spilled cup. Something, once again, there's a conflict. And generally, the Five of Cups represents a conflict in like a personal relationship because the cups are emotion. So there's an emotional conflict, an emotional ending. But what I did is I pulled some cards to clarify that. And I got the King of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Two of Wands. Okay, well, these three cards, the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands basically represent the same thing. Their progress, their future planning, taking action toward advancing. And the King of Swords is, I've always said, the King of Swords to me is when you stand in your truth and you finally make a decision based upon what you know to be true to your soul and what you truly want. Okay, so when you take the King of Swords with the Three and the Two of Wands, it's standing in your truth and planning for a future that is true to what you want. Okay, not based on anything else, not based on monetary gain, not based on making other people happy, not based on validation or fame or success. Literally making plans for a future that holds true to what makes you happy, what you are passionate about, and what your absolute truth is. Okay, now having those three cards come out as clarifiers for the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups tells me that the burden, that the conflict, that the painful ending, all of that has to happen in order for you to stand in your truth and make plans for your future, to be ultimately happy and fulfilled. That's what that tells me. Now, that is very heavy energy to deal with in a 30-day Zodiac cycle. Okay, but and it's not saying that this painful ending and these conflicts are going to happen within Scorpio season. It just means that these issues are going to present themselves. They're going to probably represent themselves, because I feel like with energy like this, it's not new energy. Normally, if we feel Ten of Swords burden, it's something that we've been carrying around for a while. It's almost like I picture, we have a what's it called? Like a quiver, I guess, full of swords, or like a big sheath full of these 10 swords on our back, and we're just trotting along. And then we trip and fall, and they impale themselves into us and pin us to the ground and basically say, look, you've been ignoring us, you've been carrying us around, and now we're just gonna pin you to the ground until you deal with us. That's kind of how I view Ten of Swords energy. It's not a new thing. It's a burden we've been carrying around. And in this regard, it's almost like we've been ignoring it because of a fear of making this decision that leads us to our ultimate future that we want. So, and think about it. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is transformation, death, transformation, rebirth. And a lot of times, in order for us to stand in our truth and to move in the direction that our soul wants us to move, we have to completely become something different than we're used to being. Because a lot of times we establish a life based on ease, based on keeping the peace, based on contentment. And that's not always necessarily our truth. I mean, you can be perfectly happy, but a lot of times it's not. If you soul search and you ask yourself tough questions, it's not always your truth that you're living. And big changes need to happen, and that's scary, and you'll feel conflicted, and maybe relationships need to end, and this is all scary. So, like I said, this is energy that I just feel will present itself again. maybe have you take another look at how you're living and what your truth is all. Yeah, but make sure you rest first going into Scorpio season, because it sounds like things could get a little bit heavy. Okay, so I will pull some affirmation cards. I like to do this just because these are things that we can repeat as we get through, to get us through the season, to just kind of help keep our vibrations high. So let's see what we have. And I want to say that this Knight of Cups, now that I've done the full reading, I'm still going to go back to the fact that this is a romantic partner. This is a romantic entanglement. This is something that is being romanticized. Maybe the future that you want is wrapped around this romantic figure that's going to come into your life, or is in your life, and inspiring you to be creative. And you just feel burdened about it. You're not sure what to do. You feel conflicted. So rest and accept this offer of creativity and inspiration, and then kind of process this burden energy as it shows itself again. Okay. I am prepared to take advantage of the great opportunities presented to me. So, I mean, that's literally, Page of Swords energy. I am wealthy and prosperous every day. My income is growing. Okay, well, that's just if you take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves to you, and you stand in your truth and you act from your passions, you should reap the rewards from that. One more. I am achieving my goals and becoming successful. Well, this is a theme. I mean, obviously, this is basically saying to me that if we follow our passion, if we shake off these burdens, if we don't allow ourselves to be pinned down by the fear of conflict or by the fear of something having to end, if we follow our truth, we follow our passion, success is at the end of that path. Allow that Knight of Cups offer to come in, allow it to help us transform, allow it to help us take the next step toward our passion. So there we go. Always with the readings, it may resonate, it may not resonate. It may be something that buries itself in your mind, and then as you confront something later on, you might remember and be like, oh, that's what it meant. So keep that in mind. Never try and force a reading into your life, because it won't need to be forced. It'll resonate with you if it's a message for you. It will let you know that it's a message for you. So, okay, everybody have a happy, healthy, peaceful Scorpio season. Take a moment to rest. Remember to love yourself. And don't feel, don't be afraid if energy presents itself that looks like a transformation, because like I said, that's what Pluto and that's what Scorpio are all about, is they make us look at how we can transform and how we can be reborn into ultimately what we're meant to be. So, all right, thanks for watching. Check out the description for how to book a personal reading, and